for the Mount, and then stolen back by Magruder.
One thing you'll see a lot today from Mount St. Mary's is this 2-3 zone. They're going to try to pack it in. Even though Fairfield's a great shooting team, it's a match-up zone.
First shot of the game is good, and that's a good sign for Magruder to bury that first three. Mount St. Mary's starting five. Again, Raffalo is the star for them. Number 4 in gold, first team All-MAAC performer. In fact, she's the only senior that made the first team in the MAAC. This very young conference. And the first bucket of the game for the Mount is Kennerly.
Another young player who is one of the top, coming off of one of her best games. Good to see her getting going early.
It's kind of unusual, Ann, to see a conference with so many young players, especially impacting the game like they do here in the MAAC. There's not a lot of upperclassmen.
And this is just the first game, and we've got a lot more at hand, but that's what is happening in women's basketball. The players are starting to play younger. They're getting more minutes in that AAU circuit, and then when they're recruited, they want to play. They want to show off their talents, and they're doing it here in the MAAC conference.
Raffalo on the take. Nice play. Looked like she was going left and finished on her right.
There's excellent body control to slip through the defense and finish at the end.
Mount St. Mary's up 4-3. Fairfield has not lost to Mount St. Mary's this season. There's another steal. Hodnott goes down for the finish. And the underdog has doubled up the score on the number 1 seed.
Mount St. Mary's is known for running a three-quarter court press, but right now they're just with the Stags in this matchup zone.
They like to shoot the 3 ball. Top 15 in the nation in made threes. They've made 1 so far, but the shots are not falling since that first one for Fairfield.
Yeah, Fairfield was struggling in that first round game, but you know, this is just about getting to see 1 or 2 go down, and then it's contagious, and where they really start to pick things up is that defensive end.
Magruder, who made the 3 early, misses on the layup. It's a much different game for Fairfield than Manhattan because the Mount clearly likes to run, whereas Manhattan really wanted to milk that shot clock.
Yeah, this is a similar matchup where both teams like to get out in transition, try to get points on the board.
Raffalo, an extra step on that move.
Raffalo early. Look at her. She can take that off the dribble and just reads the defense, slips through there. And then Mount St. Mary's, they are so known for their defensive prowess. They love to get out in the passing lanes. They get over 8 steals a game. So you're going to see them tempting to play one-on-one defense in the middle of the lane and then jump through for that steal.
Lamoureux, good pass. They kick it outside. Herder with 14 points in the quarterfinals, and there's the foul. And that foul will be called on Ruff. So let's get into your keys to the game today, Ann.
Well, first for Mount St. Mary's, no gambling. Isn't that funny here in America's playground of Atlantic City? But they were, yesterday, when they had that 27-point lead, they were gambling too much on defense. So just sticking to their principles and then owning the boards. Just right here, they got to box out anytime that ball goes up. And for Fairfield, get out and road run. That's what they're about, up and down, getting points on the board. They average about 75 points per game, so they love to put points on the board. And then you have the three-point parade. Sam mentioned it, but one of the top 20 in the nation. So you're going to see a lot of three-point shooting, and they usually make about 9 of them per game.
Ray Brown buries both free throws and pulls Fairfield to within 1. Quinnipiac, the team that beat Fairfield this year in MAAC play, will be on the court next, and that's a 3 from Kennerly. Kennerly has had a good start to this game, and she's got 5 points.
When you're a coach, you want to see that from your team, that you still have that energy and that fire right from the beginning and start.
Nice pass, and Brown with the finish, give Lamoureux the assist.
And that's what Fairfield can do to break down this zone defense, is attack the middle and find that open slot position.
I was actually curious to see how much energy the Mount would have today, because In their game yesterday, they had a 27-point lead that evaporated. So there was a lot of emotional energy expended by this Mount team.
Yes, so much energy. And you see Kennerly here showing up big in that first quarter. That's huge. And then Brown, nice little backdoor play, which the Stags are known for. If you overplay them on that three-point line, they will backdoor.
Good pass inside. Anderson fouled again. And Ruff may be picking up her second foul. And that's an example of the Fairfield ball movement. They have the 1 second rule. They don't want to hold on to the ball more than 1 second.
And that high-low entry pass, they work on that time and time again in practice to break down the zone defense. Especially Brown to Anderson, two players who can shoot that mid-range game and also slip behind the defense.
Anderson knocks down the free throw, 80% free throw shooter this year. The team, a good free throw shooting team as well. Anderson made all 4 of her free throws a couple of days ago in their quarterfinal meeting. And so Fairfield now with a lead for the first time, other than that initial 3.
Sam, you mentioned that earlier about the 27-point lead that Mount St. Mary's had. And, it's a mindset thing, right? Because they started to substitute a lot in that fourth quarter to have some legs for today. But then, Mary's put on such a big show. They came back, but that's a lot about composure and poise and how you're going to respond. And you've got players doing it big right now for the Mountaineers.
Some composure from Hodnott. 3 on the other end is quickly answered by number 25 in white, Sydney Scott, who came into the program from Marshall. So a very fast-paced opening quarter. A little off-balance jumper won't go down for the Mount. Chance for Fairfield to build on the lead. They have not led by more than 2. Anderson off the mark on that 3. And it'll be Mount St. Mary's basketball.
In the press conference after that, Sam, he goes, we made just enough plays to keep going, and that's what it's all about here in the MAAC tournament.
We've already had 4 lead changes in this opening quarter. Kennerly got stuck. Little off-balance shot goes for Hodnott.
That's just a tough, smart shot in the middle of the lane, knowing that Fairfield's long.
Good look inside. Boy, they moved the ball in the post quickly. That's Coe on the finish.
That was their textbook offense, where they want to shoot within that first 10 seconds and move the ball like a hot potato through the offense.
2-point lead for the Stags, looking to defend their title from last year. Kennerly traveled.
And Coach Carley from Fairfield talks about this often. We have a 1 second rule. You have to catch and shoot, catch and pass, or catch and drive. So when you have that ball for 1 second, you make a quick decision, and that's how great the Stags are at moving that ball through their offense.
And defensively, the Stag defense already forced 6 turnovers here in this opening quarter.
And Sam, when you play with pace on one end like they want to on the offensive end, it's going to show up on defense as well.
50-50 ball won by Scott, and the Stags will get another possession. Remember, 1 second. They don't want to ball in a player's hands for more than a second. Scott off the back of the rim. I was also interested to see, Anna, how Fairfield would play having the day off yesterday in a game where they were not happy with the performance on Fairfield. It's survive and advance right now, but the way they played, they had a day to make corrections.
You get to watch film, and then you get to settle in here in Atlantic City and in the hotel room, maybe take some of the energy out, but then know when you come into the game, it's time to bring the juice.
Scott, another 3 on the way. This one's off the mark. Fairfield has taken 9 3-pointers here in this opening quarter. They've made 2.
That's even a lot for them. Usually they're around that 25-26 mark of shooting, so they're putting it up.
And a foul on the rebound. Frustration foul on Gerard. Subs coming in now. Anderson will return to the lineup for Fairfield. And And Fairfield has been a puzzle that Mount St. Mary's has not been able to solve, but you could say that for a lot of teams as well. And I loved hearing Coach in his comments yesterday telling his team, you know the path to the title goes through a team, and he was referring to Fairfield.
And that's one of those that you have circled on your calendar days in advance. I know you want to be at your best when it's needed against the Stags.
Offensive foul on Magruder.
That's her first personal. Team second of the quarter.
And the Mount yesterday, what a game. I was captivated by that game. They were up 27 and almost lost the game. I think I'm just so impressed they were able to hang on after they lost that 27-point lead. Ruffalo, that is her first 3 of the game. And crucial for her to have a big game to beat Fairfield.
And you talked about that composure. She said yesterday, Raffalo, that she even took 3 deep breaths in it. So really kind of all about her growth, and you're seeing it here.
Another lead change. These teams have been going back and forth here in this opening quarter. Good look down low and an easy finish for Jamison.
That's what textbook offense is all about, driving in, getting a foot in the paint, and being able to drop it to a teammate.
Largest lead Mount St. Mary's has had in this opening quarter. Selimovic looking to post up, nothing there. And a jump ball will keep it on this end, so it'll remain with Fairfield.
Raffalo, yeah, just look at that poise. That's about reading space. And when you're a top athlete and player, you know how to read space. And then Mount St. Mary's getting into the lane, being able to get high percentage shots. That's how you want to break down that Fairfield defense.
Mount St. Mary's is 8 of 11 in this opening quarter, and they may add to it. Open floor for Girard. She gives it up, and the layup is good by Hodnott, and the lead continues to grow. Fairfield's now turned it over 3 times in a row. Magruder thought about the 3. Final minute of the quarter now. Another turnover. 4 turnovers in a row for the Stags.
And Coach White is saying to slow it down. That is exactly what they wanted to do. About in the middle of the year, they put in this new defense that they wanted to run more of a 2-3 zone and jumping through passing lane, and it's benefited them so big. They've also grown their points per game offensively with their new defense.
Fairfield needs a bucket here at the end of the quarter. It's a 7-0 run right now by Mount St. Mary's to build this 5-point lead. Selimovic taking Jamison. Nothing there, no whistle. They check the clock. And Mount looking like they're going to hold it for 1. Girard with the ball. Keep your eye on the clock. Final seconds, Girard against Lamoureux. Takes it herself. Well, what a performance by Mount St. Mary's. A incredible first quarter for the Mount. Much improved over the last time they met Fairfield, but it's a different team now, and I literally mean that in terms of the way they play. Isn't that right, Ann? Is Mount St. Mary's pretty much changed their style of play, right?
They were on a huge losing streak, and Coach White had to stop and say, we got to do something new. And he turned on West Virginia women's basketball, which is known for steals and great defense. And he's like, we're going to try that. So imagine that in the middle of a season. Changing up your entire defense and offense, and everybody bought into it. He even bought DVDs of Muffet McGraw, the Hall of Famer from Notre Dame, about her Notre Dame defense, and that's what you're seeing out here tonight. They're holding Fairfield under 30% shooting, Sam, and it's working really well for them.
Yeah, I admire that. Jamison draws the foul, and it's on Herder. Mount St. Mary's, they started the game making their first 5 shots, and they just have not cooled off. They're now 9 of 15. This will be actually the first free throw of the game for the Mount. Jaden Jamison, redshirt junior from Virginia, had a double-double against Marist yesterday, 10 points and 11 rebounds.
One thing about pace with that defense, Sam, is it brings up your intensity on defense, and then it flows into the offensive end. So that's why you're seeing Mount St. Mary's out here being the aggressor on the court.
What would you be emphasizing for Fairfield right now?
Emphasizing for Fairfield is, well,
jump ball.
yeah, exactly. So I like how they're getting the ball into the middle of the paint. That's really been working when they get the ball into Anderson or Selimovic in the middle of the paint. But you see it here. You just have to know that Mount St. Mary's is going to trap at any opportunity they see possible. So driving in and kicking, getting that 1 second rule and sticking to it.
Only 4 made shots for Fairfield so far. Shot clock down to 3. And the 3 is good by Anderson, and they needed that one.
That's what it looks like, Sam. Inside, get a post touch, and kick it out to your shooter, Anderson, for the 3.
Third made 3 for the Stags. Pulls them within 4. Now Gerard slowing up the Mounts offense on this possession. Gerard, she likes that isolation one-on-one move. Pass a little out of Brown's reach, but Fairfield will keep it.
You see it here. This is how you break down that zone defense, is getting the ball inside, down in the baseline, through the middle of the court, and then having your other teammates spot up when you drive.
Anderson 1 for 4 today. All of her shots have been threes. Herter almost lost the ball. Shot clock again under 10. They punch it inside to Brown. Brown goes through the double team, doesn't get the finish.
I like that look, though, by Brown. She's so tough and physical on the inside. Then they want to get some high percentage looks at the rim.
Shot's just not falling for Fairfield right now.
Yeah, it was just half a second longer for that shot.
There's a block off the Ruffalo 3 attempt. Brown looking inside, and the finish by Nicoletti Lete.
High-low offense. Now you put Brown at the high post, and she's able to become the passer. Excellent backdoor cut by the Stags.
All 6 Fairfield baskets have been assisted. But the key there is they've only made 6 shots so far. Got to start making more shots. The lead is 2 for the Mount. Shot clock again under 10. That's thrown away. Anderson on the break. Had it stripped by Ruffalo. And stolen back. Brown with a finish. And a timeout taken by Mount St. Mary's as Fairfield has come. And that breaks the 7. We're tied at
one more time.
But at the moment, Fairfield is on a roll. They have scored 7 unanswered points to get back in this half. We're tied at 21.
And we saw the Mounts defense, but it did start with Fairfield's defense, but they did a play out of their own playbook. Nice little back door by Mount St. Mary's.
And that breaks the 7-0 run by the Stags. Fairfield will try to answer quickly. Lamoureux dribbles in the lane, kicks it out. Anderson tried to flip a pass over to Herter, and there's the D again.
It's about deflections right there, but you got to do fundamental basketball, Fairfield, next time down. A lot of pump fakes to be able to get your pass through to your teammate.
Winner moves on to the championship tomorrow and a chance to earn the automatic bid into the NCAA tournament. Fairfield, the champion last year, has been out in front all year this year as well. Shot clock on this possession for the Mount is down to 3. Got to launch it. No rim hit. Shot clock violation. Fairfield gets it back.
Sometimes with those shot clock violations, that actually helps out Mount St. Mary's in the long run, because otherwise Fairfield was going to get that defensive rebound and be off to the races. So sometimes instead of having that live ball turnover, it's better to just hold it like Mount St. Mary's did there.
That's a good point, Ann, because a lot of times that live ball turnover allows the other team to head down the floor. No, Nikki Fargas told me one time, she told her team, if you get stopped, just throw it out of bounds.
That is true. Sometimes you do want to do that, is just let the officials take the ball out, and then you can set your defense, especially when you're playing against a top team in Fairfield who is known to get up and down the court and over 70 points a game.
LeMaster. Mount St. Mary's up by 2 at the moment, out of bounds, and Fairfield will get it back.
They might have been listening to you there because it almost
threw it out.
Yeah, it was almost going to be a travel or a steal heading the other way. But see, now that Fairfield has to set up this offense. But one thing I like the change that Coach Carly did is they put Nicoletti Leite in the middle of this offense, and she is so smooth being able to pass out of that zone.
She just gave it up to Magruder, down low to Brown. See, I feel like I've seen that play run so many times.
Yes,
yes. It works every time.
It works every time. That's what they're looking for, that high-low action. And then you also add in a back door here and there. That's what the Stags can do.
Tied again. Fairfield hasn't led since 14-12 in this game. And an offensive foul called on LeMaster.
You see, this was actually a triple high-low. It started with Nicoletti Leite to Magruder to Brown, but they all know what they're looking for. Once that ball goes into that nail, that 15-foot area, you're starting to look for a teammate, whether that's inside the lane or kick out for your shooter.
3 straight turnovers on the Mount, and Fairfield with a chance to take that lead. Magruder shot off the mark.
Exact same play, getting that ball into the middle of the lane.
Then Fairfield last led at 14-12. Ball will stay on this end.
This is a possession right now for Mount St. Mary's to run some offense. We haven't gotten enough looks from one of their best three-point shooters in LeMaster, number 10.
Good D. Nicoletti Leite got her hand in the passing lane. And now stolen back. Seen that repeated a lot today as well. One steal and then it leads to another.
Everyone keeps looking up the floor and then somebody comes from behind for that steal. 5-out motion offense for Mount St. Mary's.
Kennerly had the hot hand earlier in the game, misses that one. Lamoureux spins away. 5-on-4 for the Stags. Herder in and out. Brown with the offensive rebound. Herder again. Shooter's going to keep shooting. And how about Lamoureux getting that offensive rebound and a foul called?
Yeah, just this is what it's about. It is getting those offensive rebounds for your team. That's extra possessions and another look. And you know, Herder, she's coming off of one of her best games. One of those eventually is going to knock down for her Sam.
Fouls on Gerard. Lamoureux, 5'6" sophomore. And there's Nicoletti Leite, who will throw it in. He's from Brazil. Again, her career at Florida State. Good look inside. Magruder going to work. Double team comes over. Doesn't phase her.
Tough move. She took on 2 different Mountaineers and took the hit that finish.
And Fairfield has its first lead since the opening quarter, as the number 1 seed's getting all they can handle from Mount St. Mary's, the 4 seed. Back-to-back games for the Mount. Hodnott off the mark. Chance for Fairfield to build the lead.
One thing about Fairfield, anytime they get that defensive possession, anybody can bring it up the floor, and that's what they do in that secondary transition.
Scott with the offensive rebound off the Magruder miss. Lamoureux through the lane. 4-point lead for the Stags.
2 tough moves going to the rim, getting downhill. And all of the Stags can take it off the dribble.
Fairfield has scored 13 of the last 15 points in this game to build this lead to 4. Fairfield averages 74 points per game. Ruff running the point for the Mount. Looking top of the key. Hodnott was calling for it. Got it late. Shot clock down to 2. Hodnott with the left off the front of the rim. 2 minutes remaining in the half. Magruder into Brown. Good play by Brown. She had Rafflo on her back.
Fairfield just spreading out the court and opening up that lane for their drivers and Brown inside.
8 unanswered points by the Stags.
And Fairfield has picked up their intensity on defense. Anytime there's a driver, they're trying to jump out and face guard you in the middle of the passing lanes and making you take tough twos. Those are that tough 15 mid-range jump shot.
Yeah. The Mounts cooled off in this quarter. They've only made 1 of their last 11 shots. 3 from Magruder, in and out. Scott with another offensive rebound. 7 offensive rebounds to 1 for Fairfield.
Fairfield's too good to give extra opportunities to.
And again, those, I tell you, and those threes, when they leave their hands,
yes,
it looks like it's going to be pure.
Especially from our
we've got
seats over here. I'm like, every one of them looks like they're going in. So Mountain St. Mary's able to hold in with Fairfield missing some of these open looks.
Fairfield just 3 of 17 behind the three-point line, but they've outscored the Mount 15-4 here in this quarter so far. Nice take, doesn't go down for Ruff.
Fairfield just playing excellent position-to-position defense, keeping their man in front and making them take a tough shot.
Lamoureux looking at Coach Carley, getting some instructions while she runs this play. About a 4-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Lamoureux still holding it out front. Shot clock's down to 5. Nicoletti Leite doesn't get the roll. The Mount can have the last shot. Ruff missed it, and that'll end the half. Well, a furious finish for the Fair. See what Coach Antoine White has put together for the Mount here in the second half. Mount St. Mary's with the ball. Jamison trying to get it, finally does to Kennerly. Shot clock under 10 again. LeMaster to Rafflo. Rafflo goes baseline, doesn't get the finish. Stags have the ball.
What a pass.
Nice look down low, but no shot. Fairfield, they've assisted on every one except 1 basket so far. Such a good passing and ball movement team.
The one thing I'd say about Fairfield next time they come down is Nicoletti Leite is an excellent shooter. She has to look for her shot more for Fairfield to continue to push to wins.
Nicoletti Leite, only 2 points so far. Rafflo trying to create something, doesn't go down. Here's Nicoletti Leite.
She has that pass-first mindset, but she is one of the best three-point shooters on the team.
Anderson, touch pass out to Magruder. Now they go to low. Selimovic, shot clock down to 7, turns it over.
Right out of the halftime, Sam, what I'm seeing is Coach White wanted to slow this pace down and execute on the offensive end. They want to get something into LeMaster or Rafflo's hands.
Do you like that approach?
I like the approach because it's hard to run with Fairfield. I think a lot of teams have, and then it starts to get into the 70 and 80 point mark, and you just don't have that offensive firepower on your team.
Shot clock down to 3, and that does not go through the net for Kennerly. Also a fatigue factor in a game like this as well, as Fairfield's had the extra day off. Selimovic buries the mid-range. Fairfield with an excellent bench. Got a lot of depth. Offensive foul called against the Mount. LeMaster gets called for the foul.
We got to check out this ball movement by Fairfield. See how it pops back and forth in between teammates. They pass up, a good shot for a great shot. And on the other hand, for Mount St. Mary's, I like the screening action, Sam. I think they need more of that, whether that's on ball or off ball. But you got to set it with your 2 feet square and hold it for 3 seconds. Otherwise, those officials will call the moving screen.
And that foul actually given to Kennerly, not LeMaster, on that last call. And Magruder is fouled by Jamison.
And if you're watching Fairfield on offense, just watch how they get the ball into the middle of the paint. This is how they're breaking down Mount St. Mary's defense. Every time there is a player flashing to that high post, and they will try to get that person the ball for either a high-low or a kick-out.
I mean, you cannot fall asleep on defense against Fairfield. That ball moves so quickly.
The ball moves quickly, but so do the players. They're always in motion, trying to relocate for a teammate.
Good double team forces a turnover, and then Magruder with the jump ball. Good sportsmanship to help up Ruff, but the ball will stay with Mount St. Mary's.
And so a switch up for Mount St. Mary's is that they wanted to double team Brown because she had that huge second quarter, and she's just too tough to guard one-on-one in the post. But the ball gets to stay with Fairfield.
Anderson featured her in the open, two-time first-team All-MAAC. Stolen away.
I was just going to comment that Mount St. Mary's has extended their defense. They're playing outside that three-point line and then gets the turnover going the other way.
This is a good scouting report read by LeMaster because she knew exactly where that ball was going. Mount St. Mary's has really grown cold. They need to bucket. Three on the way. They got it.
That was the kick right there, Sam. The drive to the middle of the lane and kick for your open shot by Hodnott.
Reduces the lead to 5 for Fairfield. Winner moves to the championship tomorrow on ESPNU at 1:30 Eastern Time. Brown mad she did not get the finish there.
This is the type of offense that Mount St. Mary's has needed. Getting past that first line defense of Fairfield, getting that foot in the lane, and then kicking it out for a three.
Joe Vasily, our lead official, having a chat with a couple of players inside. Anderson, what an inbounds play. That was perfect.
Yeah, even on the inbounds play, they're getting it to the middle of the lane, and Anderson's so athletic, being able to hop over people.
5 points for Anderson, 7 for Anderson today. Their second field goal, first 2. He made a 3 earlier in the game. Rafflo, little step back, doesn't go down. Jamison with the offensive board.
That was big of Raffo sticking with her shot and going after that offensive rebound. Gives Mount St. Mary's an extra possession.
Odd not. Just bounced past it right to Brown. Lamro gets through the lane, and a couple of forced passes on both ends of the floor. A couple of subs now will check back in for Mount St. Mary's. It'll be Fairfield's ball under the basket. See Coach Antoine White talking to Hodnott there as he got her out of the game. Nicoletti, I want her to shoot every time now, man, because you said what a good shooter she was.
And you mentioned that she's from Brazil, and she played on Team Brazil in many different FIBA tournaments. She's actually 25 years old, had a lot of different injuries. But in that Team Brazil, she averaged over 15 points per game, so it was more of a scorer. I'd love to see her here, especially in postseason play, start taking on more of that responsibility.
The Mount needs a bucket. The lead is 7 for Fairfield. Rafflo, double team comes over, nothing there. Turnover. Nicoletti Lete. She'll keep it herself and gets the layup.
That's right. She still was looking for that 2-on-1 pass, but she finished that one. Good read by Nicoletti Lete.
She has 4 points, 4 assists. Largest lead of the game for Fairfield right now. 12 of Fairfield's 14 made baskets have been assisted. Gerard in the lane, gets stuck, throws out to LeMaster. She checked the shot clock. And that is going to stay with the Mount. He's still very much a vocal presence on that Fairfield bench.
It's an amazing story of Fairfield losing your best player, your highest scorer. And just even how you come back from that emotionally, you know, to kind of start the start the quarter. And we talked about Nicolette Leite, one of the senior leaders on the team. She also went through a couple of different knee surgeries, so she has been mentoring Nellie Brown, who's been over there on the bench, about, you know, keeping your mindset of, you know, you're going to come back and, you know, anything can still happen with your knee and still be a great player as you come back.
Yeah, I've been so impressed with what Coach Carly has done this year without Janelle Brown. I mean, it's not just your best player in the conference, lose her, and they ran the table until that final week of the regular season where they finally lost one to Quinnipiac.
And they have such a big bench as well, so they've been continuing to load up on recruits. They want to come play for Coach Carly and a program that has history of winning and getting to the big dance.
Magruder for 3 off the mark. As Kim Mulkey would say, next man up.
That's right. That's what it's all about. And then you have that competitive spirit and competitive fire in practices, and that's what Coach Carly talks about. If you don't show up, somebody else takes your minutes. And look at right there, Magruder taking a big charge.
Yeah, fouls on Engelman. Engelman, number 2 there. Got called for the bump on that screen. And Magruder getting her finger taped up. She had to come out of the game. Or is she? No, she's going to come back in.
You said next person up. Fairfield has 15 points off the bench. And when you want to play at that fast pace where you're getting up and down the court and a team full of road runners, you want to be able to get a lot of different players in and bring that versatility.
Yeah. And it's not just that they have 15 points from their bench. The Mount has 0. Yes. No bench player has scored for Mount St. Mary's.
And there's never a let-up or a drop-off with Fairfield's team. And Mount St. Mary's is hanging in there. Just got to get some offense on the other end. Look at that move.
Herder, yeah. Did it all herself. And that's her first bucket of the game.
I love a good up-and-under move like that.
Fairfield gradually starting to pull away. The Mount needs to respond. Kennerly took an extra step and another turnover on the Mount.
For the game at hand. So sometimes I always think, you know, for Fairfield, Mount St. Mary's, playing that first game is the way you want to go because you're only focused on that one game. Quinnipiac, let's see how they do because they might be thinking about Fairfield if they win as they go into that MAAC game.
That's a good point, Ann. Just the mentality you have while you're watching.
Right. You know, are you thinking about the game tomorrow and then you might miss those 40 minutes today? So always want to stay focused. That's why coaches get paid the big money out here.
Herder with the shot clock expiring. Kennerly. And nice steal. Gerard took it away from Herder. And just a lid on the basket right now for both teams. Only 11 points have been scored between the two so far, and it's 8-3 Fairfield.
They're contesting these shots. They're boxing out and getting the defensive rebound. They just can't get their shots to fall on the other end for both teams.
Mount St. Mary's, who shot lights out in the first quarter. Her shooting percentage 32% now. Gerard misses another one. And then a jump ball on the rebound, and Mount St. Mary's will keep it with under 90 seconds to play in the third quarter. Fairfield shooting 38% today.
We saw that. It was an isolation play for Gerard to take it off the dribble because she is so explosive going downhill. You got to be able to slow down once you get in there and finish at the rim.
Gerard had a tough time getting the ball in. Good D by Anderson, and they'll try one more time. Again, tough to get it in, and it's a steal for the Stags. Lamoureux breaks half court. Wide open is Anderson. In and out on the 3. You know, another thing, Ann, is that from what I've heard, the depth perception here in this facility is different than anywhere they've ever played.
Absolutely. I walked in and was amazed at how big this gym is. And how far back the walls go. That's usually one of the biggest keys, especially behind that three-point line and free throw line. So, yes, I totally agree with you, Sam, that it takes a little bit to get used to.
Selimovic falling down, buries the shot. And Fairfield has outscored the Mount 25-5. Hodnott working down low with the left, missed. Only 3 points have been scored by Mount St. Mary's here in this third quarter.
Well, Selimovic, she is excellent with her back to the basket. She can hit that fadeaway jumper, but this one was an extra little bounce and fadeaway. You get a second look. Raffalo doing her best defense, but Selimovic just too talented with those turnaround J's.
Like how she was trying to draw the foul, though.
Oh, of course. You always want the ref to call that extra foul.
They weren't buying it, though.
I think that's why she gave the big fist bump when she went down to the ground.
Good attempt. And a steal by the Mount. Ruff goes down uncontested for the layup. Final seconds of this third quarter. And so that was a bright spot for the Mount in the third quarter on, but at Mississippi State, he used to talk about what a good coach she would be.
That's so cool to have that come full circle, and then you get to watch her in these MAAC tournament.
Steal right away for Girard, and the Mount needs a big response here in this fourth quarter.
You can see they're picking up their defense a little more full court, trying to get that turnover.
Sense of purpose for the Mount. They scored 4 points in the second quarter, 5 points in the third quarter. That is not going to get the job done against Fairfield. Still, though, it's only a 9-point lead for the Stags.
A little five-out motion offense, but when you play five-out, you can't just pass it around the outside. You have to dribble in and get into the lane.
3 on the way, and that is over the backboard, and Fairfield will get the ball back. Girard misfires on that. Fairfield looking for their 27th win of the season. Brown gets it across half court. They break the press. Magruder, Lete. Magruder backing in on Jamison to Anderson. In and out. Still just a 9-point lead for Fairfield. Plenty of time for the Mount.
There's plenty of time, but each one of these possessions is so critical.
And a turnover, good D by the Stags.
And Fairfield, on the other hand, if they're going to start using a little bit of clock, they still want to play with pace in their offense. And you see it right there.
Brown draws the foul. 20 turnovers committed by Mount St. Mary's. And Jamison gets called for the foul, her first. Coach White, head coach of Mount St. Mary since 2021. Moved over from the Northeast Conference. Brown at the free throw line, gets the roll. Brown was an excellent Division II player, scored over 2,000 points at that level. He's the MAAC 6th player of the year this year.
2,000 points, that's a lot of points. That's a lot of basketball strategy. And you know that 10 points doesn't faze him right now, especially what they went through yesterday with that 27-point lead and then getting it down to the wire. So you can always make a little comeback.
Yeah, no lead's been a safe lead in this tournament this week.
That's right.
Big possession here for the Mount. The lead is 10 for Fairfield. Shot clock down to 4. And that is broken up inside. Turnover to the Stags.
The Stags are always just 1 foot quicker, and one hand in the passing lane a little quicker than those passes for Mount St. Mary's.
Brown catches it on the block, doesn't finish. Out of bounds, it'll be the Mounts ball. Brown upset with herself that she didn't get that bucket to go down. And Coach Carley wanted a foul called as well. And look at what this Fairfield team has done since December 21st, 20-1. Very close to being 21-0 if they had not dropped that last game against Quinnipiac.
And a few of these teams just won their conference titles, Grand Canyon, FDU.
Selection.
So, yeah, in the top of the heap right there.
Selection Sunday is Sunday at 8 Eastern on ESPN, where we will officially get the field of 68 revealed and who will play everyone.
So fun to see the conference champions each and every day and week.
Oh, in and out. Did everything but go through the net.
You could hear the sigh here, hoping one would actually fall for Fairfield. They've all really looked good, but they've only are shooting 12% from 3 today. Only have made 3 of them.
Yeah, only made 3. They average making 9 a game, which if you were with us at the start of the show, that's top 15 in the nation. Threes have not been falling, but it's been a rough shooting week here for all the teams, I think. And maybe it gets back to this facility, how unusual it is to shoot in. Like when you're shooting on that end, there's a stage way back behind that backboard. And then that's the opposite end where it's more of a traditional look with the stands right there.
And you know, it's the heightened of, you know, they're in the tournament and they know that this is either the end or, you know, you can get to the next postseason after that.
So you think it's the pressure? I'm trying to make it about the building.
I feel like it could be a little bit of both. Now, if there were more free throws being shot, definitely free throws, because you take that deep breath and you look up and back is, you know, 100 yards away. The wall is. So that would probably be the biggest thing. But some of these threes have just really looked good and not dropped.
Oh, nice ball movement. They get it into Brown, and Brown finishes. That is textbook road run.
Showing, Sam.
Fairfield has forced 21 turnovers. They've scored 16 points off those 21 turnovers. And time running out on the Mount to extend their season. They need points, and they need points in a hurry. Raffalo, you would expect her to be the player they want to get to. Fairfield's done a good job shutting her down. And a good bucket by Ruff.
Good lead by Ruff. Now, Mount St. Mary's in their quarter-court press.
Herder being harassed, throws it away, steal by Ruff. And Ruff goes down, 2 buckets in a row for her. And it's an 8-point lead suddenly. The Mount is closing.
Yep, it's just 1 bucket at a time, and you can see they picked up their defensive strategy here, but Fairfield needs to continue to get that quick ball movement. That's where they've been their best.
They're holding on to a little longer than they were earlier. Herder with the 3 and an out. The 3 has just not been there today for Fairfield.
And Ruff through the passing lane. And this was after she just made such a great read on a little jumper before the defense got there, pulled that one up. Quick 4 points for Ruff and Mount St. Mary's.
8-point game. Mount St. Mary's has outscored Fairfield 6-3 so far here in the 4th quarter. Still a lot of ground to make up, though. And a turnover as Hodnott tried to get the pass back to her, to Raffalo, and those two get on the same page.
And you see her right there, putting her hands down, like putting that calm position that you just have to calm down on offense. They still have plenty of possessions here to get a basket.
Gotta stop the turnovers.
Yes.
22 now for the Mount. Good D, steal by Lemaster. And LeMaster goes down uncontested for the layup. I love this pace. Mount St. Mary's has picked it up.
And now it's absolutely 94 feet of defense. And anytime Fairfield turns the back, watch out for 2 players from Mount St. Mary's to go for the ball.
Nicoletti-Lete, yes.
There she is, Nicoletti-Lete with that great shot. And again, the middle of the court, that's where they go to be able to get some points on the board.
That pushes the lead back up to 8, under 4 to play. The season on the line for Mount St. Mary's. And the take by Ruff. She gets fouled by Scott. And Ruff will go to the free throw line.
I like how aggressive she has been in the last couple of minutes here, Sam. Just taking it one-on-one. And this is only going to be their 3rd and 4th free throw. I can't believe it for the game. It's something that's been missing, because when you miss those outside shots, you want to try to get some easy looks around the rim, try to get to the free throw line and see the ball go through the basket.
Ruff sees that one go in. She was her high school classification state player of the year in Georgia last year. Twin sister as a manager on the team. Off the mark on that one. It's poked back out to LeMaster. And the Mount will have another possession. A 3 would cut the lead to 4.
Here we go again.
Ruff. Rafflo. The 3 by Rafflo. And the lead indeed is just 4 now. And a steal. Mount St. Mary's trying to produce an incredible comeback here in this 4th quarter. We'll see if Fairfield takes a timeout. I imagine they will. Scott gets tangled up with Ruff. And Scott gets called for the foul. If Mount St. Mary's had made a shot there, you'd have to think Coach Carley was going to take the timeout. But that stops the flow with that foul call.
And you can see Mount St. Mary's, they're all communicating much more than they were earlier in this game.
What's changed for Fairfield?
You know, I think it's because Ruff has been taking it into the rim, and they've been able to set their defense at full court press, like right here.
Ruff and 1. The foul is on Magruder.
Look at this, a little one-on-one action, and she gets that and 1 back to the free throw line. Just a little dribble handle move. This was just a 10-point game.
The bench's reaction. Ruff's twin sister celebrating there, and it is a 6-0 run right now, and those 6 points, Ann, have been scored in 46 seconds. This would be 7 points in 46. Not going to happen yet, but it is a 2-point game. Fairfield looking to score. Lamoureux slides around LeMaster. Anderson on the baseline, misses the layup. Rafflo with a rebound. A 3 would give Mount St. Mary's the lead of 2 ties. Possession arrow favors the Mount. Almost a turnover. Good save by Ruff. Ruff with 9 points.
ISO play for Ruff again.
Good stop by Magruder. And Fairfield can breathe a little bit. And a foul called out front. Excuse me, timeout taken by Fairfield. And the Mount only down by 2 right now.
They have started extending their defense, looking for the traps right now. When it gets towards the sideline, that's where it's going to go.
And a foul called inside on LeMaster as she was trying to keep Brown out of the paint. Second foul on her. It'll be Fairfield's ball out of bounds. Lamoureux missed it off the glass. They got the shot they wanted.
What's most critical here, Sam, is getting shots at the rim. They've had way too many turnovers in this game, but what's been working is getting drives, high percentage shots, and then looking to kick.
Odd knot against Magruder. Shot clock down to 10. 90 seconds left in regulation. Rafflo step back for three. Brown with a crucial rebound. Fairfield.
Sorry, go ahead, Sam.
Fairfield 3 timeouts. Mount St. Mary's has 2. Possession arrow favors Mount St. Mary's.
Fairfield just wants to run their offense again, that quick ball movement.
Do you feel like they're not looking for the shot as early as they were?
If they hold the ball and look, they're going to be worried about getting fouled and then not be in attack mode.
Get a fresh shot clock there. And actually, they're going to look at that shot clock as the shot went up.
Wow.
So Mount St. Mary's will have it. A 2 ties, a 3 takes the lead.
And you see Fairfield setting up in a press of their own.
Rafflo with the ball. Kennerly to Rafflo. Rafflo, their go-to player, off the glass, misses. 50-50 ball won by Rafflo. The jump ball will keep it.
Excellent as well. And you've got your best shooter, Rafflo, taking the ball out of bounds. So you always want to check where the shooter's at.
Odd knot with the ball. LeMaster comes off the screen, gets the pass, buries the 3. Mount St. Mary's is up 1. Timeout Fairfield. What a shot.
They're either going to Nicoletti, Leite, or Brown.
Fairfield has only scored 5 points here in this 4th quarter. They get it inside, and a foul as the defense collapses right away.
We didn't have enough time to talk a little bit further strategy, but that was an excellent foul by Mount St. Mary's to give.
1 more to give for Mount St. Mary's. And there's the foul. Stops the clock with 20.7 seconds. So now the next foul, Fairfield would be at the free throw line.
So there's no reason to foul for Mount St. Mary's. They just play their straight up zone defense like they have been all game.
Magruder. Lamoureux will drive. Makes the bucket with a reverse layup, and the Stags lead 1. 13.6 seconds left. Odd knot. No timeouts left for Mount St. Mary's. Loses the ball. The jump ball will give it to Fairfield with 5.2 seconds left. Next to their bench, Nicoletti Leite set to throw it in.
And Mount St. Mary's has 16 steals. They're going to be looking to try to get this other one right as the ball inbounds.
Game clock was reset to 6 seconds, Joe Vasili telling us. Lamoureux fouled immediately by Jamison. Lamoureux will go to the free throw line. She is an 86% free throw shooter, so no surprise that play was run to get her the ball.
You always want your best shooter getting the ball and also the inbounder. And Lamoureux, after that huge clutch bucket, see if she can knock these down. Now, this is when the depth perception we just were talking about can come into play.
Lamoureux has not shot a free throw today. And in fact, Fairfield 5 of 6 from the free throw line. And Lamoureux extends the lead to 2, trying to make it a 3-point lead. Off the back of the rim, Anderson with a rebound. And Anderson is fouled. What a rebound by Anderson. Rafflo gets called for the foul.
Look at that, that's the key. Just one box out to get the ball, but Anderson makes the huge play. That's something that you hardly can see on a stat sheet, is that smile as she goes to the line.
Anderson, an 80% free throw shooter, knocks that one down. This would make it a 2-possession gain if Anderson makes the free throw. 3.7 seconds left. The Mount with a desperation. Three on the way. It's good. The three-pointer cuts the